Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, also known as Wide Open Randy, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show helps raise the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts. Holding it wide open is just what we do. Being a good person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Yo, let's get straight fucking into this shit. Yo, you are not free, my friend. You're just well fed in a golden plated fucking cage. I know that's very direct, fucking straight to the point, right off the rip of the episode. But this is what we're talking about today. We're talking about the golden motherfucking handcuffs. You see, most men, they mistake comfort for freedom. But that padded cell, my friend, that you're in, is still a fucking prison, right? So let's talk some real talk for a second here, right? You've got the job, you've got the benefits, you've got the 401k, you got the truck, you got the toys, right? You've got what they say you're supposed to fucking have, right? But here's the truth, my friend. If that alarm clock wakes you up for life, right? When you wake up and that alarm clock wakes you up, but life does not wake you up, my friend, right? If your calendar is packed, but your heart feels empty, then my brother, you are wearing the golden fucking handcuffs. And so today, we're cutting the damn chain off. Today, we're going to cover why the golden handcuffs fucking suck. Why the golden handcuffs are there to bribe you, right? To fucking make you play small, to give you this perception of that you're living a life that, oh, it's way better than most, right? But do you want to be just better than most? Or do you want to live a great life, a life that is better than you can even fucking imagine right now, right? Because here's the thing. Right now, in the state that we are, right, we can only imagine so much, right? And yes, you can imagine so much greater things, so much leveling up in your life, so much positivity, so much shit, right? But the thing is that there's a reality to that perspective, right? We only can see so far because of our experience, because of what we've had in our lives, right? And so unless you surround yourself by people who are doing it at a much fucking level, a higher level than you are right now, my friend, then you cannot see, you cannot paint, you cannot create the belief system within yourself to think and to believe that you are greater, that you are meant for so much more than that fucking golden handcuffs, right? And I say this from a point of being there. I say this from a point in my life where I fucking almost committed myself back to wearing those fucking golden handcuffs, right? And you see, and I like to make this clear right now because most people can make a decent living wearing the golden handcuffs, right? You see, I'll just share, bro, from my personal experiences, right? I was making really good money wearing the golden handcuffs. And I signed a deal to go work for another company to wear some fucking baller ass golden handcuffs, right? And when I say baller ass golden handcuffs, I'm talking about like a high figure paying salary, right? More than the average that's around here, right? And so what happens is that they give you this high dollar salary for you to give up your whole fucking life, for you to give up your freedom, for you to give up your vision of what you have for yourself so that you can create some short-term immediate satisfaction, right? But during the long term, right, during the 5 years, during the 10 years, during the 15 years, during the rest of the time that you have in your life, will you be able to create the life that you want for your family if you're wearing those golden handcuffs, right? Because sure, you can live a decent life. Don't get me wrong when I say this message. Don't get me wrong when we're talking about today's episode. Because if you have a good job and you're okay and maybe you feel fulfilled. Maybe you like it. Maybe some people, they are okay with that route, right? But if you're here listening to me, if you're an avid listener, if you're an avid supporter, if you also want more for your life, then my friend, let's speak the truth. The golden handcuffs are not enough to provide for the family that we fucking want. And so I projected myself. I was, where would I be if I signed with that company, right? Where would I be in the next 5 years, right? I'm getting in, making maybe like, whatever. I'll be fucking straight. I was making like 200 grand, right? To go through that opportunity, right? And then I pictured myself. I was 5 years from now, right? Let's say I bust my ass, which I know I will. Go build the fucking gangster ass 70-story high rise, which that's the deal that I was gonna go do. And then 5 years from now, what I was gonna be, let's say I got a promotion, and then I move, let's say, everything goes painted picture well, like said 250, 300 in another couple years, then maybe I'd make to 350, right? But is that really enough, right? Like, yes, don't get me wrong, making 300 plus $1,000 a year is a very good way to feed your family, right? But is that gonna cause you to change it generationally for them? Is that gonna provide you with the sustainability to give your people, your family, to change the fucking bloodline forever for yourself? Right? Maybe it is for you, right? Maybe you could make some serious move with that. And the truth of the matter is that if you go live in some rural ass area, the cost of living is super low. Maybe you could make it happen, right? But I live in Miami. Shit is fucking high dollar to live here sustainably, right? And so you need to be making at least 100K to be able to give your life, your family a good fucking life, right? And so when I say that wearing the golden handcuffs is not the way to go, this is my perspective. This is my experience. This is what I've led to believe through my experiences and the people who I've surrounded myself with, right? And so my career in construction for previously to has brought me to making, bluntly honest, transparent as fuck, 200 grand, right? But that is not enough, right? And so I was gonna sign again because things got difficult, things got challenged for my family, things were going through a rough patch right now. So I was like, yo, let me go make this bread right now real quick. And then when I went and I had the offer letter and I was getting ready to sign, I was like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? Like, is this the life that I really want? Is this the short-term comfort that I'm willing to just accept in my life, to give up a life that is greater than I think I can achieve right fucking now? And that's when I really started questioning. That's when I really started praying. That's when that week that I had to make that decision, I was like, yo, God, man, I don't want to sound like I'm unappreciative for the opportunities that you're giving me, because I know fucking multiple colleagues that would kill for that position that I got offered. And yet here I'm willing to turn it down to go chase a bigger dream that I can't even imagine right now. Because when I think of it and I go put those plays and those things in movement, I'm like, yo, but that right there, my friend, that is a decision that scares me. And that is a decision that I'm going with. That's a decision that I already went with, because I'm after greatness. I'm after changing my entire bloodline. I'm after changing my generational wealth so gangster that this version of me that I am right now can't even imagine it, can't even picture it, can't even believe it, right? But this is the route that I'm going, right? And so the topic that we're on today, the golden handcuffs, right, is a topic that most men that don't, unfortunately, haven't had the opportunity to embrace in their life, to make good money, because making 200K a year is pretty decent money, right? But that's just it, right? See, like when I tell that to people who haven't made that, they're like, yo, what are you talking about, bro? That's a fucking gangster ass salary. Like, bro, just go to that. But then people that have made 2, 3, 4, 5 times that, they're like, yo, don't settle, dog. Don't settle. You were made for more. You can do so much more than that. Think about it. You go fucking establish something for yourself as an owner, and then the possibilities are endless. Entrepreneurship has this thing where it's challenging as fuck. It is. It's one of the hardest things you can embrace in your life. But when you are successful, it has such a great opportunity for you to advance in your life financially, and not only financially, but with the freedom to do what you want to do for your family. And I would have never been able to achieve that if I would have signed working for this high dollar company, right? Because comfort is the most dangerous cage that we can all embrace, right? And discomfort is the tax that you pay for your fucking freedom, my friend. You see, you've got the decent paycheck. You've got the health insurance, right? You got the predictability. But that shit is also killing your dreams in slow motion, because what happens is that you get fucking comfortable, right? Every promotion is a tighter shackle, right? That pulls you further and further and further and further away from your fucking purpose, right? And so me signing up for the 200K job, right? Which is, again, I don't want to sound unappreciative. I don't want to sound like that is not a good opportunity, because it is. Actually, it's a great opportunity. And if I was at a different point in my life where I wasn't trying to achieve such great things and trying to make such a great impact in my life and trying to help hundreds of men out there to do the same with theirs, then I would have probably taken it, right? But you see, I looked at myself in the mirror and I asked myself, I was like, yo, is this the kind of decision that when you're able to have kids, when God blesses your family, that your kids are going to look up to you and going to say, yo, my fucking dad is a gangster. My dad went for it. My dad picked the hard road, even though the other road was so much better. But he knew that down the line, he could build so much better life for us. And that's the route he chose. That's the route he went. That is the kind of decisions that are going to make my people, my kids, my family, those who are around me, just really be like, yo, maybe I can do it too, right? That guy did it. Maybe why can't I do it, right? And that's what made me question, right? Because if I look around, right, and I find people that are in that circle, right, that are in the, back in the high-rise industry, they're bad as fuck. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take no credit for them. I was about to go back into that industry. But that happens is that to build successful high-rise projects, right, talking about badass jobs, right? You have to dedicate your life to it. You have to give it all in. And that's what the type of man that I am. So for me to go take that job, I was going to go give up everything that I've been working on just to have this immediate comfort, right? To have this immediate cash influx where it's predictable, it's sustainable, right? And it's what quote unquote people choose to work for, right? But that's not enough. I've been down that route. I've already made that, right? And now I want more for my family. And I will achieve more for my family. And it's going to take me leaning in and doing shit that I don't, that it scares the shit out of me, quite frankly, in order to achieve a life that right now, my belief system is still like a little shaky. Like, yo, can you really create that for your family? But I know I can't. I just have to lean in to the fucking vision, into the path that most people are not willing to take, right? You see, like, let me ask you, like, what would your life look like if you weren't playing not to lose, dog? You see, comfort is where your dreams go to die quietly, right? Under a blanket of direct deposit. And I say that because when you have a good job, when you have a steady job, when things are sustainable, when that paycheck comes in, no matter what, you get that direct deposit, no matter what, no matter if you had a shitty week, no matter if you didn't show up, right? Like, well, actually, if you didn't show up, then obviously you're not going to get paid, right? But that direct deposit goes in no matter if you gave it your all, if you didn't, as long as you show up and you went, and obviously you're doing a kind of decent job, you're still gonna get paid, right? And so that's where a life of comfort starts to really hold you back. Because let's say you do get a promotion, let's say you keep leveling up, where is the max, right? Where are you gonna be there? And that's what made me really realize of why that path was not the path for me. Why wearing the fucking golden handcuffs is what I fucking despise to do. Because I saw that right there was playing small, right? You see, what's the real cost of staying chained up, right? Just think about it, right? Like you think you're protecting your family by playing it safe, right? You think that by playing it safe and having the sustainability and having that good paycheck, for some, that's a good life, right? But what if you're modeling fear instead of modeling faith? Right? You see, if I wasn't in so deep into my faith, into my belief, into my bigger purpose, into connecting with God, I would have never had the fucking strength, the balls, the fucking whatever you want to call it to make this hard ass decision. But I did. You see, when you trade purpose for a paycheck, your kids watch that shit. Your wife sees it. They feel you like they feel you just give up. They feel your resignation, even if you don't say a word. And that right there has a ripple effect, my friend. Your decision to settle sets the thermostat for your entire bloodline. You see, mediocrity becomes generational unless someone breaks the chain. And me, for my family, I'm the fucking one who's gonna break this motherfucking chain. So I'm gonna ask you, are you the man who's willing to do the same for your fucking family? Right? The man who downsized to build his dream garage or to build his dream life or to build his dream fucking whatever it is that you want to handle, right? Like it's going to require you making less at the beginning. It's going to require you making some changes. It's going to require you taking some sacrifices, right? But making less typically at the beginning will help you live more. You see, the kids don't see the struggle, right? They see your courage. And as they grow up and as they experience life, they're going to be like, yo, my dad fucking risked it all and he fucking made it. You see, and then when that happens, you're going to be looking back and you're going to be like, yo, I'm so fucking glad I made that decision. I'm so glad I didn't bitch out. I'm so glad I'm not in that place because I painted my life where I would be. And that is not the life that I wanted for my family. So if you play small to stay safe, don't be surprised when your kids do it too. And I'll be damned if I'm going to set the example for my kids to play a life smaller than they deserve. So what are you willing to give up to get free, my friend? And when I say free, like a life that you designed on your terms, on your purpose, on your fucking vision that you have for your life. You see, sacrifice is the toll road to purpose. You pay now or you pay forever, my friend. Time to get real, right? Think about what it is that you want. Think about what future do you want for your family. Think about how do you want to provide for them? How do you want them to see you? How do you want them to visualize and to talk about their friends and their people, about you, my friend, about how you show up, about the decisions you make, about how you roll, about what intention you lead with, right? That all plays a bigger picture into how they see you. And you playing small and living life to be comfortable, it ain't gonna set the role model they need to live a life worth more than they think they can achieve. Like, you're gonna give up something either way, my friend. You're either gonna give up comfort, or you're gonna give up your calling, you're gonna give up security, or you're gonna give up making more than you can even think of right now. You see, trade-offs come with the freedom, right? Fancy title, gone, right? The biweekly paychecks, they're risked, right? But in return, my friend, a shot at building something that outlives you, that outlives your family, that outlives like what you can even imagine right now, that shit is priceless, right? You can't put a price on that because it's so much greater than you can even imagine right now. Like, your current state can't even imagine the grandiose accomplishments that you can achieve in your life by not playing small. Yes, you could fail. Yes, it has a risk. Yes, things could go wrong. And actually, things will go wrong, but that is what makes you, right? If you give up when it goes hard, then maybe the life isn't for you. But that life, that path, the one less traveled, the one that scares the shit out of everyone, right? You see, many of my friends were like, yo, you fucking crazy, bro. You know, things are rough. Go take that job and then bounce. But that's not how I am. You see, if I would have taken that route, I know that I'm a good worker. I give it all I got. And so I would have been there, giving it all I got, making sure that I provide, that I'm a high performer, right? That they see the value in me. And then what happens with everything else in my life would have had to take a back seat. But that's not what I let happen. You see, I went the other way. I went the way that people wouldn't have gone. I went the way that people were like, yo, you're fucking crazy. And to this day, they're like, yo, what the fuck? But right now, this is the climax of the story of my book of life. And this, when I look back years from now, is the turning point where I show everybody that that's what I was fucking made of. Right? And so what I want you to do is I want to give you a little exercise, right? I want you to write down three golden handcuffs that you wear today, my friend. Right? And golden handcuffs can be anything, right? Right now we're talking about the golden handcuffs that high-paying jobs give you so that you can give up your life, so you can give up your dream, so you can go have a comfortable life, right? But you give up everything that you really want in life, right? And so I want you to write down that, right? I want you to think about those three golden handcuffs that you wear today, right? I want you to write the life that you'd build if they were gone. Like, what could you achieve? What could you do? What could, like, dream like a fucking little kid and then go work out that shit, right? You see, more valuable. Like, tell me, what's more valuable? The chain to security or the freedom to dream and create the life that you want? You see, you can live either way, right? You can pick, you can have a decent life, you can have a great life, and maybe this way might be a little bumpier. Actually, it will be a lot more bumpier. But the end result, that's so much more grandiose, right? You can either live for applause now, or you can create a legacy that's gonna last for a lifetime. And so pick one, my friend. Which one do you want, right? And as we wrap up this episode right here, I'm gonna ask you this one fucking question, right? What would you build? Actually, who would you become? And let's put those two and two together. What would you build and who would you become if fear and if finances weren't in your way, if they weren't an issue, right? Like, let's dream and let's become the men that we want to be, right? So who would you build? What would you build? Who would you become if fear, if finances, if nothing was in your way, right? Create that man. And then my challenge for you this week is I want you to kill just one golden handcuff, right? Like quit a draining side gig that you have, right? Cancel a safe plan that keeps you playing small, right? Cut a tie with someone that you fucking can't stand anymore. Do whatever it needs to do, right? Tell your circle that you're drawing a new blueprint, right? And then what happens? Go after this. Go get to work. Make it happen. Stop believing that you cannot and start believing in yourself that you will, my friend. You see, your freedom won't be handed to you, right? But your example can hand freedom to everyone who comes after you, my friend. That right there has how you break the chain. That right there is how your bloodline will rise and follow the standards that you set for them. So what's it gonna be? Let's get to fucking work. Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground and I'm calling all the motorsport enthusiasts who want to improve their situation. Let's break free from all the shit that's been holding us back and let's become the badass motherfuckers that we're all meant to be. Breaking the stereotype is exactly what we're here to do. This movement is called Live Your Life Wide Open, and helping others level up is the mission that God has tasked us with. If you still haven't subscribed yet, man, it's time to smash that button so you never miss another episode. And if you vibe with today's message, if you know you're meant for more, right, and you want to help contribute to this mission that we're on, do me a fucking solid and share this episode. Share this with someone that you know needs it. Share this with another motorhead. Share this with another gearhead. Share this with another man who can benefit from this, right? Catch up with you on the next episode. But till then, live your life wide open, my friend. Peace.